March. I can't. Alright, so when you multiply the same base, you add exponents. So for this first one, 7/4 plus 5/4 is the move I want to see. I'd love to see you show that work, showing that you know your properties of exponents. So you would get 12/4, and your answer is a to the third. Not so bad. Go ahead and do number 2. Add your exponents. 2/3 plus 8/3 is x to the 11/3. Yeah. 10, I'm sorry, 10/3. Yeah. So, in radical form, this would be the cube root of x to the 10th. And you would think about, how many groups of 3 are in 10, and there would be 3 with 1 left over. So, to go further, you could do x to the 3rd cube root of x, or x to the 3rd times x and 1/3. Yeah. Right. The most simplified answers are the box one. Okay, most simplified. Most advanced, most simplified. So this comes from having an improper fraction. So anytime there's an improper fraction, you can go further. And I'm glad to hear you guys are recognizing that and seeing that. So go ahead and challenge yourself. Put it in radical form, take out x to the 3rd, or however many you can, and break. Another way to do it, right? Another way to do it is your fraction form of 10/3 is 3 1/3, writing it as a mixed number. So that you can split x to the 3rd times x to the 1/3. I definitely am working towards that. Yeah, I haven't done this with you in class yet, but we're working towards that, yeah. Okay, number 3. Again, properties of exponents. This time a power to a power would be multiplication. So we would do 3/4 times 1/3, which is 3/12, 1/4. Questions on 3 then? And then if it said, some directions say put your answer with rational exponent, which is what this is. Fraction exponents are called rational exponents. And sometimes it'll say leave it as a rational exponent and radical form. So this is also the 4th root of b. So you could show both. All right, number 4, negative exponents are never okay. So we're going to put that under 1. D to the 5, 6 under here. Now, unfortunately, this is like a radical under a fraction bar, which is not simplified. So this one, we're going to think about in radical form, and we're going to rationalize. So if you end up with a rational exponent in the denominator, you have to rationalize it. Yep. Ollie, what would you do to rationalize that? Yeah, how do you get rid of this radical now? We need one more D. 6 D's is what we would want, because 6 D's would clear the radical. We're one short. So in order to rationalize, we will multiply one more D. And since we want to do that to the bottom, we'll also do it to the top. So we got the 6th root of D over the 6th root of D to the 6th now, because 5 and 1 make 6. 6th root of D all over D. Or D to the 1/6 over D. And there's other ways, to get to that answer. But that's probably the best way to show it as of now. That's a very good question. Okay, so I need to see workbook page 87, 1 through 8. No. I don't think there is one. No. I think it's Thursday. Workbook page 87, 1 through 8. It's been a while. Is this it? What's the matter? Oh, real bad? Real bad? Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. Real bummer. I've shown these answers already. I know I have. I don't know if we did it in class together. I'll walk around. 87? 89? I mean 88?
I don't think I was.
I think it's the class That's the most.
Okay, page 88 was a lot more difficult. Does anybody have questions on this? Yeah. So, this whole thing needs to have a 1/3. So you need parentheses around the whole radicand. Yeah. The 2 could be a numerator on just the y value. So if I want to make it a numerator, I'll put it right here next to the y over 3. And I'll specifically make the 6 the 1/3 and the 1/3 because the 2 can only be applied to the y. These have invisible ones next to them. So I can't put it out here because that would imply that the 6 is squared and the x is also squared. Okay. Other questions on that page? I'm walking around, I'm checking 2 things, 87 and 88.
Did you do number 88?
That's not all of them. No, I know. I don't think it's in order. Yeah. What? It's not all of them. Yes. Shark and wolf.
Okay. Okay, so which one of these maybe was the most confusing? Okay, let's look at 17 and then we'll go down to those 20 ones as well. Alright, on 17, evaluate. Okay, so evaluate, simplify. So 17, you can start to understand that 25 to the 1/2 is the same thing as the square root. Rewriting it is helpful because you're definitely more familiar with square roots. So this would be the square root of 25 times 1 over negative 64 to the 1/3. So the first thing I did with this whole negative situation is to put it under 1 and make this a positive exponent. It's really important to address that negative exponent first. You did that, Jackson? So the square root of 25 is 5. And now I'm going to rewrite this in radical form. The cube root of negative 64. And so the cube root of negative 64 is negative 4, giving you negative 5 over 4. So negative exponents are like first steps. There's so many things to do in these problems. So many correct ways to look at it. But I just want to say negative exponents, put it under 1, make it positive to start. No, only because it's a cube root. If it was a square root or a fourth root, you would. Okay, here's the last section. More like bell work. So now I'll do 25. 25 is just a conjugate problem shown with the rational exponent. So we don't want to leave this rational exponent in the denominator, just like we don't leave radicals in the denominator. So looking at it in radical form is helpful. This is 2 times the square root of z all over the square root of z minus 1. You can't with a plus or a minus sign. If it was just multiplication, you could. Yes? Oh, okay. Okay, I can show you that one then. So I would multiply the conjugate to the top and bottom here. And then FOIL it out. So that would be 2 times the square root of z squared. Square root of z times the square root of z plus 2. All over the square root of z squared plus the square root of z minus the square root of z minus 1. So the square root of z squared is great. We love to see that. That simplifies. I got here, I have 2z plus 2 all over z minus 1. Jade, so where did your question come about? Just like how to do it, how to start it? Yeah. So it's kind of always best to look at it in radical form. And then if there's a radical in the denominator, use the conjugate. Okay, what does 22 look like for you guys, Savannah? Oh, yeah. So that's done. Nothing to do with that. Okay, which other one should we do? They're all different. They're all a little different and weird. You got one, Autumn? Okay. These are not like radicals. You cannot work with unlike radicals. So we're going to put them in rational exponent form. And now all of a sudden, you can get a common denominator and simplify this. So for most problems, it's helpful to put it in radical form because we work with radical form earlier on in the math curriculum. You're more comfortable with it. But with a problem like this, when you're having to multiply things that are not the same, this is a square root and a fifth root, you want to put them actually back into exponent form so you can get a common denominator and make things similar. So I have to add these. So I need a common denominator. It would be 10. And now that it's a common denominator, and I have this simplified just to one base, now I can think about the radical form. Or not. I mean, you could just... Yeah, I'm going to shortcut you guys. Instead of thinking of it like that, this is 12 and 1 1/10. So we also don't often change an improper fraction to a mixed number, but here is a chance to do that. So this is 12 times 12 to the 1/10, which is the same as that. I honestly like this answer. No, this is the best answer. So because the problem began in radical form, it's best to end in radical form. What's that? Yeah, like we're kind of ignoring it, aren't we? Yeah, you can replace it with X and we'd be doing the exact same moves. It's a good way to think about it. So that 26, I think is tricky. Did anybody, what'd you get for 26? Oh, I got 2. Yeah, 26. You ended up with 8 to the 1/2. Oh, and then you just square rooted it. 2 square roots. Oh, okay, that's pretty decent. Any other questions? All right. So we're actually, I have a schedule to show you because I've been out. I know how annoying that is as a student. Yeah, just so you have a heads up, like what the end of third quarter looks like. So today's Monday. Today and tomorrow we're doing SAT practice. I always like to do it kind of this time of year. Juniors are taking the SAT on Wednesday. Not a lot of juniors, but there's some juniors in this class. So, Khan Academy says if you spend 20 hours in their SAT test prep, on average, your SAT score goes up 115 points. It's a lot of points. 20 hours, 20 hours on their SAT test prep, which is a lot. Like, it's hard to spend 20 hours on Khan Academy. It's not easy. But they're saying it's 115 points, which can really, really pay off depending on what your goals are. There you go. So, and that's an average. Some people it might increase more, some people might increase less. I mean, it depends, I think, how in tune you can get to the SAT. Anyway, in the next 2 days in class, we're just doing SAT practice on Khan Academy. So, then Wednesday and Thursday, we're covering the last section of chapter 6, 6-7. just so you have a heads up, Friday your optional projects is due this Friday. It's the last day. Friday is the last day I'm accepting Khan Academy for remediation on any of your failed quiz or test grades. Friday. You get into Khan Academy and you do the all of the assignments that I assigned for that test or that quiz. Yeah. So this Friday and next Monday in 1 week we're reviewing chapter 6. We only have one more section. And so you will have a test next Tuesday. So in a week and a day you have a test. So I wanted to let you know that's your last big grade before third quarter is over. So your project grade and your test grade will go in about the same time. And so next Tuesday is the last day I'm accepting anything for third quarter. Okay, so you have a week to kind of get everything worked out. Steph? It'll be like all right out the answer. It's on all chapter 6, so it's on all radicals. You like flip through your workbook right now and you'll see like all the things in the chapter 6 heading. So I passed back a quiz last Wednesday and you guys did quiz corrections. All that same stuff is on it 'cause it's a test. Yeah. Like there's composition of functions, inverse functions. We graph square roots. And then really all we've added to it is properties of exponents. Yeah. What was the question about the schedule? Yes. Okay. Yeah. You wanna do it Monday? Wanna do it Monday? Yeah, let's do it. All right, so right now I'm gonna have you guys get onto Schoology, and I'm going to introduce everybody to the SAT prep in Khan Academy. I want you to see it. The majority of you guys are 10th graders. So if you're gonna get 20 hours on Khan Academy, I'm going to assign you an optional thing over spring break to get in Khan Academy and work towards your SAT score. So if you're gonna get 20 hours on Khan Academy, showing you this now is a good heads up for you. And some of y'all are taking the SAT Wednesday, so this is gonna be good for you as well. So in an orderly fashion, you need to come get a Chromebook. So these rows first, these 2 rows first, or if you have your own device, that's good. It's gonna be on this Khan Academy. Yeah, you need a Chromebook or you need a Chromebook. Someone up and use Chromebook, rows 1 and 2. Dude, don't do it on your phone. I mean, it's alright, but yeah, these is better. Alright, next rows, go ahead. Everybody use Chromebook.
I had that too.
You did?
I thought it was something else.
I hope it was. Because if it wasn't, we really love it.
Alright, some of you are not in class yet. You need to get into the class.
I got that logic puzzle thing.
Alright, so your school district of Manatee County Schoology comes with Khan Academy. So you guys have an account already made. Don't use your personal account. I want you to go through Schoology. So go to Schoology and go to Khan Academy. If you haven't added this course, you need to put in this course code and add this course. Some of you guys haven't. You haven't needed to. Or wanted to. If you're already in Khan Academy, you need to go right here to SAT. Normally, for Khan Academy remediation, you go to assignments, and this is where I want you to go if you're trying to make up any points. But right now, you're going here to SAT. Yeah, on Schoology in the apps, there's a link for the Khan Academy under 60. Everyone's Schoology is already linked to Khan Academy. My app doesn't show it. Sal? So. Oh, at this point? Oh my gosh, so many videos. So many videos. What's that? Not anymore. Yeah. So is anybody having a hard time going where you're supposed to go? It'll say log in with Google, and it's your school Gmail. Yeah, continue with Google. Oh, it's your school Gmail, so it shouldn't be any. So the apps. Don't go to khanacademy.org. You have to go through Schoology and all of your data. If you do this here for your English classes and your math classes, everybody, all of that data is collected, and it makes like a real curriculum for you to prepare for your SAT. I want you to find the diagnostic, SAT diagnostic. If you haven't joined this course yet, you have to join this course or I won't see your data. I won't see the time that you spend in SAT. Go to teachers. Go to teachers.
Oh,
I got it. I logged out. I love this school.
Yes, it does. I don't know why it doesn't work. That sucks.
Has anybody found the SAT diagnostic yet?
Yes, no.
That's the part I'm not sure about. Official SAT practice. Are you guys all using professional language? No, don't go to practice. SAT. No, but I want you to go to practice tech. Okay, let me look. Yep. Go there. Let's see.
What happened to my
I think I just dropped it.
The SAT practice?
So, isn't your college board the same as your school email? Yeah. Okay, then just continue without it. Continue without it. I do recommend that you access that, but yes, you're supposed to share your activity with your teacher, and then they can give you credit for these 2 days of work and whatever you do over yeah, SAT.
Wait, do we do that as a learner or teacher or parent?
When you go to SAT
Grow
practice.
up. No, it's not even that kind of. It's not even that kind of summer. It's really not. That's not even. That doesn't even make sense. It does not make sense. Because it's not even kind of thing. It's like Sharpie. You're disgusting. You're nasty. It's not even funny. She's a dumbass. It's not even funny. You. So gross.
Right? It looks like a lot of you guys are making great progress.
No, Matthew. Oh, wait. Do you even have a count? Oh,
Oh my. Google. Which is the same thing.
It's on my college board.
Yeah, in order to sign to your college membership, you have to like send an email to college board or something like that. They send you like a new like thing to your password if you didn't forget your password.
If you want to just start fresh right now, you can. You know, go back. You guys, so there are 4 diagnostics. Each one, I believe. What are you doing? I just got on it. It doesn't erase the fact that you're on it.
I'm in this few dates.
I just remember. Yeah, you better go ahead and get your No, no, I couldn't. Yeah, you tell them I dropped this. No, that's not. Matthew, get started.
I have. I'm on question 1 of 2.
Then put your lanyard down and do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Choose your practice schedule. We do that?
No, don't do reading. You're not doing that. If you can solve an sign at college board, that's going to benefit you.
Next.
You just log in whenever you can. We're doing doing this again in class tomorrow. No, I want you to finish all 4 by Wednesday. All 4 diagnoses. They're 10 questions, 11 questions each.
What's the value of this? What's the value of this? What did you say? What is this? You're done. Score. I don't know the answers to this. I would be guessing. Next question. In the diagram,
I'm seeing that.
3 lines intersect to form a triangle. What is the value of this? Oh my gosh.
I'd like to help Matthew. See Matthew show to be an accomplished and motivated high school student.
Who is that?
Policy chip at university.
No.
I was not talking. No, like I can't.
There it goes again.
I went, I'm looking at it right here. I went to the search bar and I typed in SAT. And now I'm going to a, now we're
You need to stop saying that.
Is it SAT practice or SAT prep?
SAT practice.
And then is it the first one?
What's the answer?
Answer the
Hello. Hello. Can you please help me?
Yes, please share. You need to share with your teacher. That way I can see what you got going on.
Security phrases.
That's it. You got it.
So this is gonna make just some personalized SAT practice for you. Just do the 4 diagnostics. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to kick off with this free tool that's gonna help your SAT score. You know, and that way you're ready for spring break and you're ready for the summer when you have free time.